Hey y'all, this is my review for Beverly Hills season 14, episode 7. Um happy Friday. Happy Friday. Um yeah, it's a busy ass day for me today. I just did Traders too. I can't wait to give y'all my thoughts on that. What an effing episode, man. Ugh. And then Salt Lake City. This has been a great week for reality television. Let me tell you. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I have any updates for y'all. I'm gonna try to get my Salt Lake City out probably tomorrow. Trey's already done, but I feel like I need to get Salt Lake City out first. Pop roast will be Saturday. We're gonna do that at probably noon. So make sure y'all up. And then, what else? Patreon, I have not forgotten about y'all. I might do some Oscar reviews because someone gave me the link for The Last Showgirl as well as Honora. I've been wanting to see those. Yeah, I'm just so just scatterbrained today. I've been up since 5 a.m., y'all. Just a little bit of Chris's business. I just started my new gig where I'm still in the same company, but now I'm at one spot. And I'm trying to think, do I want y'all to come visit? Because I'm actually like making real cocktails this time. But yeah, I start next week. I'm just training right now. But if you're a Patreon member, come see me. Come see me. Okay, so we got 22 people in here. I just want shoot the shit right quick. But yeah, so this is episode 7. We left off on the cliffhanger of Dorit lunging at Kyle. And then we heard some glasses moving around. Production, y'all are full of it because none of that happened. I knew these heifers weren't going to throw bows. I knew they weren't. They ain't about that life. They wouldn't bust a grape. Anywho, Erica goes on Dorit's side to calm her down before she does something that she really regrets. Maybe like Portia. Don't make me call Portia. Kyle, you know what? Portia's actually Kyle's daughter name too. Anyway, Kyle really just cannot own the fact that she broke girl code. That's you did that. So she has the nerve to get an attitude when she's called out about it. I don't get that. So then Garcelle, she weirdly interjects and asks Dorit, how is she doing in regards to PK? Dorit tells her, do you mean that genuinely? And I thought that was a valid question to Garcelle because if I'm Dorit, I'm thinking, bitch, you barely speak to me and told me you don't like my ass. Why are you asking me about my marriage? So Dorit's already riled up dealing with Kyle. So it looks like Garcelle, she might catch a stray. It looks like it. But Dorit's, she says in her confessional, Garcelle needs to read the room. Again, I did not mind it. I'm not going to be biased. I love Garcelle, but it's why are you asking this girl, how her marriage is doing when you don't care about her? You don't care. You're doing it for production reasons, which we'll get into that a little bit later. But Garcelle is taken aback by Dorit's response to her, asking, do you mean that genuinely? And Garcelle's like, oh my God, am I next? Dorit mad, but she ain't stupid. Dorit is like, you know what? I'm done, and gets up to leave. And I thought that was smart on her part. I can think Dorit is thinking, I want to cuss this bitch out, but I know they're going to try to call me racist if I do that. So it's a lose-lose situation. Let me walk away. So she takes off in the cab while the party is still going on. Me neither. You don't care, Garcelle. Exactly. We can call a thing, family. Can we? I still love Garcelle, but I gotta call her out, Oh, thank you. Just a little bit. He did okay. He did okay. So then next scene, it's the following day. We're at Sutton's house. She's having a country club day, and Kyle is over to visit, and Garcelle comes right afterward. In the meantime, Kyle is still pissed at Dorit. She got her panties in a bunch still. She's saying the last time her veins was popping out her forehead was with Camille on season 1. And I'm like, that's a lie. First of all, I can name more than one occasion. The other one was the same season when she was in a limo with Kim. When Kim was like, "You stole my goddamn house." And then Kyle was like, "You're a liar and a sicko alcoholic." Like you could see the veins in her forehead. And then we saw Kyle's veins come out around the season Lisa Rinna was still on. This is when she was talking to Dorit. They were in Colorado when she was still talking about Kathy or something. She was mad about that because Lisa Rinna wanted to call her out on that. And that was pretty recent. So Kyle just be lying for no reason. Thank y'all. I'm reading the comments. Sutton says in her confessional that she thinks Kyle has an issue with people standing up to her. And I totally agree. Like she's Beverly Hills Regina George. So they take a break from chatting to play tennis with an instructor. Afterwards, Kyle tells them that the first person she called today was Mauricio. And she's telling him that, PK is having a rough time. And she told Mo that, well, I can't be friends with PK because it would make Dorit feel uncomfortable. And Mo said that was stupid. And I'm like, of course Mauricio would think that's okay. Just how we think it's okay for him to go to vacation with, random like younger women, like while he's separated. Also, does Mauricio text Dorit separately? Probably not, because he knows better. And Dorit knows better. But look, Kyle, like, it's a double standard when it comes to her. So Kyle says her situation is, wait. Sorry. So Kyle is trying to justify her texting PK once again. And this is exactly why Dorit is pissed at you. Garcelle says she'd actually have a problem with it as well. And I'm like, that's big of Garcelle to say because y'all know she don't fuck with Dorit. So I'm like, if Garcelle is telling you that's wrong, what does that tell you? So Kyle says her situation is a little different since Garcelle dealt with infidelity. And Garcelle says, well, yeah, but even if it wasn't infidelity, there's still animosity between the two parties. But before Kyle could respond, Sutton says, oh, but you also had infidelity. Let's not forget that. You can hear the record scratch in that scene. Kyle is like, no, I didn't. The look on Garcelle's face, it looked like she saw a ghost. And she can't believe Sutton just said that. Kyle thinks she's talking about the time when Mo responded to a woman hitting on him on Instagram. And cut to Sutton's confessional telling production, because they're making sure, like, oh, you talking about the time she told y'all about the Instagram incident? She was like, no. And I'm like, what does Sutton know? And I don't know. I thought that was a little messy on Sutton's part because clearly she's trying to get a reaction out of Kyle. But let me see. Garcelle mentions in her confessional that, it's an unspoken thing the way Kyle acts, as well as the rumors and nastiness that everyone has heard about Mauricio. So it just suggests that Mo has cheated because we see like a flashback of her saying that he violated her trust for whatever reason. But this is why Kyle gets on everyone's nerves. If she was just forthright about it, like, I think we would have more sympathy for her situation. But she has too much pride because she has invested so much stock in her identity as a mother and a wife. And if any of that is shaken, like, she falls apart at the seams. So it feels like she will never put Mauricio in a bad light. it's really some heavenly shit from Married to Medicine. Like how no matter, like if Dr. Damon Daddy treat her some type of way, she will never put her husband on blast, ever. Because being a wife is just so important to her. Let me know if y'all agree with me in the chat. But yeah, Kyle says to Sutton that the Instagram situation was different, not knowing Sutton is talking about something else. And Sutton doesn't challenge her on this. Like, they just move on. So I want to say, you know, again, Sutton intentionally did that to get a reaction out of Kyle, but Kyle didn't take the bait. She didn't. Anywho, Kyle is saying she doesn't think Dorit had a problem with it before and just has a problem with it now just to spite her. And I'm just like, the audacity of it all for her to think that. Again, she says the text between her and PK were just fun and memes and nothing about his relationship. Just lying. And we haven't even gotten to that part yet. I'm gonna try to like get through most of my notes, y'all, before I get to the comments, but I'm gonna highlight maybe a few. Sutton trying to help Kyle out in the future divorce settlement. Yeah, I really do think at the end of the day, Sutton will like help Kyle if Kyle ever came to her. I would go to Sutton. I would actually ask Sutton for her lawyer as well. Hell, the fuck? It's weird the kids are grown and two have had engagements and long-term relationships. They can relate to men problems. Kyle suffers from arrested development, like Brooke Ashley said. Oh, shout out to Brooke. Big Kathy encouraged them to be pick-me's. Oh. Riri, you know I'm going to read your opinion because I feel like we always see each other. Let me see. Kyle's whole family is like that. From what I read, her mother raised all three of the girls to prioritize meeting and marrying wealthy men. Big Kathy, Big Kathy. So the next scene we're with Erica and Dorit, and they're with Erica's interior designer looking at furniture. You know, the guy's voice that sounds like a parody. He sounds like Harry Hamlin. And oh, when I see a mirror, it is the eyes of the room. Like, you need to give the whole room a facelift. Like, why does he talk like this? Is it because he's from LA? Erica mentions that she was modest, taking things from the old house, whereas Tom's previous ex before her took damn near everything. So then Dorit and Erica, they're talking, and we finally get to address a topic for the first time on the show, like a major elephant in the room, and it's Dorit's friendship with Bose. We see in a flashback, because they didn't show them hanging out. It looked like they were at Runyon. Bose, Erica, and Dorit, and she's telling both of them how Sutton is saying that she's with Dorit a lot. Like, just pointing that out. And, you know, I'm going to say this every review. I thought that their friendship looked genuine. Like, it didn't even look like Dorit had an ulterior motive. It's just like she just wanted someone in that moment, what she was going through, to talk about with. I mean, I personally wouldn't like disclose my personal business to a person I just met, but I feel like it's different with Dorit because she knows she's going to be filming with this woman through the whole season. Might as well disclose. But yeah, like, another genuine friendship that, you know, we did not expect was Angie and Meredith. And we can see that. Like, I feel like we are all, like, the viewers are smart. And we could tell when something is like, okay, they just doing this for the cameras. Like, no, I think Bose genuinely likes Dorit. And she said that. And I think it's vice versa as well. Just a very unlikely friendship. Like, two things can be true, y'all. Like, yes, it does serve Dorit's benefit to have another ally. We know that. But Bose is the type of person who we know, just from how she carries herself, that she has her own mind, and it's very hard to take advantage of her, especially from the likes of Dorit. Like, you even have Garcelle mentioning later how she didn't expect them to hit it off so well. Like, but we'll get into that later, though. Lord, y'all got me defending Kyle, but I think she was brought up old Hollywood. They keep things quiet. They don't spill tea. That's why it was a big deal about her sister's drinking issue. Well, guess who was the one that exposed her sister's drinking issue? Mm-hmm. Kyle is the most conniving, lying woman on this show. The fact that she seeks to ice out Dorit at her lowest point, all because of an offhand comment made at a reunion 2 years ago. She's a child. Drag her. Drag her. Well, even Kyle and EJ said Dorit's looking for an ally. Well, like I said, two things can be true. Like, she could be looking for an ally, but that don't mean Bose is gonna like her back. It just so happened that, okay, maybe I'm looking for an ally in this person, but you know what? Like, we are actually like good friends. Like, they look like they hang out outside of the show, and I can't say that about Bose and other women off the show. Do y'all think Bose and Kyle hang out like when the cameras are down? Like, I can actually see Bose hanging out with Erica and Dorit when the cameras are down. Bose seems like a nurturing person. I think she would have befriended anyone who was being ostracized from the group. Riri, I might have to have you on the show. Like, call in or something. Beverly Hills is doing their isolation technique, but Bose isn't desperate to fit in. Yes! We have 100 people in the room. Please give a ninja a like. Y'all know I be working hard. So yeah, give a ninja a like. You know, the super chat is available. I take tips too. $CDiggy1. Or subscribe. Either way, that is supporting your boy. But yeah, like I said, we'll talk about that a little bit later. So Erica then asked Dorit, what does she need from Kyle to move forward post that big argument at the Viper Room? And Dorit wants to know why was Kyle's reaction so defensive? Especially because if the tables would turn, Kyle would have the same problem. Now, in Kyle's mind, look, I've said it again. I'm probably a few people that's saying this, but I think she genuinely just does not see texting PK to be an issue because, he's ugly, conventionally unattractive and chubby. She's not attracted to him in any type of way. She sees it as like a brother or something. She sees it like she can't see it anything but platonic. But the other way around, she feels like that can't be for her sexy ass ex-husband. Well, her sexy ass estranged husband. Like, she doesn't get that. Not somebody saying, oh my. PK looks like a potato. Look, it doesn't matter if you're not attracted to him. Like, you're being like, Dorit was friends with you before you befriended her husband. It's just not right. It's not right at all. So I'm not sure why she's trying to justify it and say, oh, she's just trying to say that to make me look bad. Girl, what? I just be humble, Kyle. I just don't understand that. Dana Wilkie, oh, here she go again, shows DMs from PK when he was drunk. He threatened to... Oh, wow. I don't know. I don't know if we could confirm that, OST. I have not heard that. Now, you don't see Mauricio as being attractive. Again, I'd be calling a spade, even if Mauricio is a low-key Trump supporter and, he's not really aging the best. When he first came on the show, he was like one of the hottest house husbands across all franchises. So I can't, be acting all brand new. But I will say Kyle and Mauricio definitely deserve each other. Let's just say that. So next scene, we're with Bose at her home. It's 4 a.m, and she's headed to the hospital for fibroid surgery. Her boyfriend is there to bring her. She mentions in her confessional that this surgery will also help her chances of, becoming pregnant if she wants to again. Now, Bose is 47. Her boo is 48. And I mean, hey, it worked for Janet. It worked for Janet. But I'm just saying it's a risk, especially as a Black woman. And then, me, like, having that affect me, like with someone who tried to have a kid and didn't make it. Like, look, that always triggers me now these days. But yeah, like these days, is nothing wrong with adoption. There's nothing wrong with having someone carry it for you. Like, make sure make sure you're here to be a mom. We know you want to be a mom, but like, I just want to, make sure, people think about this. Anywho, sorry, like, I get triggered whenever that topic comes up because that's how I lost my cousin. Anyway, she says, she's worried because if she can't give him a child, she said it might affect their relationship. For those asking, my cousin was, I believe, 41, 42. I think she just turned 42. I think she was 41. But yeah, I'm not sure why adoption would be out the question too. Like, I just feel like that's not fair to Bose if he's like hanging their relationship over her head if she can't produce a child for him, Anywho, fast forward to when Bose gets back home and she's being visited by Kyle. I believe that this is Kyle's first one-on-one with Bose. And side note, I was saying to my friend who watches the show and on Twitter that after this scene, I feel like Bose has had a one-on-one with everybody. So I'm just hoping people can finally shut up about it. Because, people keep saying that Dorit keeps hogging Bose. She's latched onto her as if Bose can't, hang out with anybody else. And y'all act like the other ladies can't set up like a one-on-one with Bose their damn self. Like, I don't know. Like, do people even think that Dorit puts in like actually, she actually puts in effort, like more effort to see Bose than the other ladies? So anywho, Kyle says in her confessional, she wanted Bose to get a different idea of her outside of, how she's seen her with Dorit. And also, here we go again with one of them saying they didn't appreciate with what Bose said to them. Like in this case, it was when Kyle was saying they were talking at Erica's thing, and then Bose says she's breaking girl code. Kyle didn't like that. And I'm just like, well, again, just like how she called out Sutton when she used the word weaponize, I'm like, she called the thing a thing. Like, you were wrong. That's what you did. You did break girl code by talking to your homegirl's husband when y'all are beefing, and while your homegirl, well, alleged homegirl, is in a separation. Like, you don't do that. But yeah, it's just convenient that now Kyle decides to make an effort to get to know Bose. Like, like, why didn't she make the effort to hang out with Bose in the beginning, just like how Dorit did? And y'all notice that Kyle didn't really make an effort to hang out with Garcelle. Like, Garcelle had to come up to Kyle and just be like, I just get a different vibe. But a lot of people forget that. Like, everyone is jumping on Dorit and her microaggressions, and I'm not saying she hasn't done them, but there's other women on this cast who have also done the same thing and gets, passes. Just saying. And yes, thank you, Black Swan. Bose clocked Kyle in her confessional. She already like peep game. Let's see. Might as well break up with him, Bose. He giving red flags across the board. Oh, wow. See, you're not the only person I heard that is kind of side-eyeing her man. Let's see, where was I? Yeah, so like y'all pointed out, that Bose already peep game in her confessional of why Kyle is even there in the first place. Because Kyle said with her own words, I want to try to win Bose over or something like that. So, of course, Kyle's talking about her friendship with Dorit. And I'm just like, wait a minute, aren't you supposed to be trying to get to know Bose? Did you ask anything like, oh, so how's your surgery? How are you feeling? And maybe they edited it out, but that's the real reason she came over there, not to get to know Bose. So Bose gives Kyle like a great example of what she has. What's the word I'm looking for? She's given a great example of how she evaluated Dorit and Kyle's friendship. She's saying that they both, Dorit and Kyle, have a different idea of what their friendship is to each other. Like Bose gave a great example. She was just like, I have this friend, and I have a lot of close friends, but this particular friend, like, she thinks that, you know, she's my only close friend. And she gets kind of jealous sometimes when I'm out with people. And then Kyle says, you know what? I can actually agree with that. And she says, you know, if I'm close with somebody, I share everything. And then she says in that moment that Dorit was never that friend for her. And I'm just like, wow. Like if I was Dorit, I would be really hurt. And then she says that Dorit wasn't that person with her. She didn't share with her. And in production, they rolled that beautiful bean footage of Kyle and Dorit talking. I think this was a prior season where Dorit was saying like how she feels in her marriage. And it was almost like a foreshadowing she was telling Kyle. So what are you talking about, Kyle? We caught you in a lie yet again. Yet again. So even Bose is like, you know, girl, Dorit shared a moment with me and, you know, she just met me. So you're saying that she never told you anything intimate about her marriage? Like Bose is so smart. Like we already see in her confessional, like how she picked up on things immediately. So why would anyone think that she was being used by Dorit? That's what I want to know. So then they get to Dorit's issue with her texting PK. Bose says Dorit may feel comfortable if she sees the text. So to deflect from this, Kyle brings up how there was a rumor that Dorit had a thing for Mo. Now pause right quick when I said that. When she said Dorit had a thing for Mo, she made sure not to say it was the other way around, because we definitely was saying as fans like, oh, are they messing around? Do we see something here? But Kyle didn't say that. It had to be Dorit having a thing for Mauricio. That's her her self-conscious being her self-conscious being at work. Not self-conscious, subconscious. I'm sorry, y'all. I was like, wait, what? Y'all almost got me. Let me see what y'all talking about. It comes off disingenuous from Dorit, given her issues with Garcelle in the past. And all of Dorit's scenes with Bose is her talking about PK or Kyle. What's the difference when Kyle does it? Good question. So I think that when they're together, I think someone called it out. Like, Bose wants to hear what Dorit has to say because I feel like Bose is kind of like a fixer, and she wanted to listen to Dorit and what she's going through. And I feel like she really doesn't talk about Kyle as more so she talks about PK. So yeah, in my opinion, I don't think she's doing the exact same thing because I feel like Kyle waited till like what, the 7th episode to have her one-on-one with Bose. Like, I really do think they genuinely like each other. Let's see. Dorit trauma dumps to Bose, but y'all don't want to hear it. I don't think so. We can disagree. We can agree to disagree. Why begrudge Dorit? This needs to. Well, I can't read that. Y'all try again. Try again, DGF. Kyle also denied there was any truth to that at one of the reunions. She said people are always spreading rumors, so why is she bringing it up 2 years later? To deflect. I can see that. Remember LVP pitting Kyle against Dorit in the very beginning? They probably never fully trusted each other. They didn't become friends until Puppygate. Well, yeah, the enemy of my enemy is, my friend. Even the Fox Force fakers, Dorit was always left out the plots. Yeah, I mean, Dorit was always like Gretchen Wiener to Kyle's Regina George. So then, so she's bringing up how like that stupid rumor about Dorit and Mauricio like having a thing for each other. And I guess she brought this up as proof that, well, she didn't read into that. She didn't get mad, because she could have seen if something was there, but she didn't. And I guess Kyle wants a prize for that, for not feeling some type of way or believing like a fan-made rumor. So then she says Dorit can fuck off if she's expecting to be shown what she texts PK. And I'm just like, Bose, like, oh, okay. Kiki is right. The first moment they met at Sutton's party, Dorit said, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm getting through a divorce and my alcoholic husband." So next scene, we have Garcelle and Kyle meeting up at Sutton's house. The purpose is to surprise Erica with the pizza party because it bugged her so much because she didn't get one when she was at her lowest, or like when she was getting a separation from Tom. And I'm just like, well, your situation was a little different. And the ladies knew because, she brought it up a lot. And Erica even brought that up in her therapy session. So then, this was Sutton's idea of all people. Excuse me. And it would just be the four of them because Bose is still recovering from surgery. And they just don't mess with Dorit. Let's see. So they arrive at the destination with Erica, blindfolded, and they reveal that they are at Chuck E. Cheese's. Chuck E. Cheese's, where a kid can be a kid. It went like something like that. Did y'all go to Chuck E. Cheese? I think we all did. I didn't go as much. I think I went to Chuck E. Cheese maybe twice in my adolescence. More so because if y'all are from New Orleans, if anyone is familiar with New Orleans, there was a Chuck E. Cheese, but it wasn't in New Orleans. It was in Metairie. And Metairie was historically where, most of the white people live, and New Orleans was like majority Black. Not the case now after Katrina, because, after the disaster, there usually is gentrification or whatever. So, yeah, there was never a Chuck E. Cheese in like the New Orleans, like the greater New Orleans East area or whatever. But I remember the pizza being okay. I had my pizza parties at Pizza Hut. I love Pizza Hut. It's still my favorite pizza. If I'm in New York where you can get, the best pizza, look, I will still go to Pizza Hut. That pan crust is just unfuckwittable. It's just not. Let's see. Yep, I remember when it was Showbiz Pizza in Metairie. Okay. we have a we have someone familiar. Chuck E. Cheese was for rich kids. Oh, speak on it. Speak on it. Chuck E. Cheese was expensive back in the day. It really was. That's why they put it in the white area. Yep, Pizza Hut. That's where we went. That's where we went because you could get you could feed. I remember it was like, I'm sorry to get off topic, but it was like my family and me. It would be like at least maybe like no more than 18 of us. But we get like so many pizzas at a great deal. California doesn't have a pizza culture. We had the Taco Man. I totally believe y'all. Y'all strange. I'm just kidding. So after they play the games, they're sitting down eating, and the topic of conversation is just Erica recovering after the whole Tom fallout. So I still want somebody to bring up the fact that Erica still isn't divorced yet. And I want to know, why aren't they asking her, so what are you waiting on? Because y'all know on Potomac, they kept asking Ashley, what's taking so long? Why y'all not, divorced yet? You still separated? Y'all still married technically? Erica Jane has not divorced that man yet, and no one has brought it up. So Kyle is now talking about her experience and saying that, as far as moving on, all the ladies are talking about that. And, she's saying that how Mo and her still talk as if they were friends. And then Garcelle points out that, it's interesting that they don't have any boundaries during their separation. And she thinks it's because they both, well, especially Kyle, doesn't know what they want. And Garcelle then, she tells Kyle in front of the other ladies, do what you want to do. Be what you want to be. If you want to be a lesbian, be a lesbian. Miles drop at the table. I can't believe she said that, but high five to you, Garcelle. Kyle's face cracked a bit, but she laughed it off. And I totally get why Garcelle said that. I do notice, though, how Sutton and Garcelle want to get reactions out of Kyle. And they both attempted in the same episode, and she didn't take the bait. She didn't take the bait at all. And I will address the asshole comment that she said in the press lately. Just wait till the end of the video. So then the topic of Dorit comes up from Erica, and she shares with Kyle how Dorit is feeling about it. Kyle sees it as, again, Dorit trying to have a gotcha moment with her, trying to make her look bad, instead of just acknowledging that she messed up. Now, Kyle decides to show a message between her and PK to vindicate her. And then the irony is it does the exact opposite. Clearly, they have shared more than memes. Now, let me read the message because I zoomed in and took a picture. I know you have a lot of friends, but I am also one. Strike one. And here, if you need me. If you need me, you didn't even send this to Dorit. You sent this to PK first. You didn't even text Dorit at all. This is strike two. So then, I've never repeated anything you've shared with me and never would. Strike mother effing three, bitch. Really? You sending this to my ex? Really? Who I'm separated with? And then in parentheses, meaning you can trust me always. Wow. I would have been square up or be at the table like Jackie. Let's just fight. You sending that to my man, girl? Ooh. No. With this is strike infinity. Kyle needed her ass whooped. I'm sorry. Where is that suitable behavior? That is crazy. crazy. Like the other women are still just like, what about the memes, Kyle? What about that? Don't sound like no memes. Shit. Let me see. I lost my spot, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, clearly they've shared more than memes. So I'm not sure why the ladies at the table, especially Garcelle and Sutton, didn't call her ass out. Because they sure had a lot to say in their confessionals. Like the scene had to be edited because I feel like there is no way Garcelle did not say something after Kyle read that message to her. Crazy. Let me fix the lighting right quick, y'all. A little technical difficulties. Ugh. Sorry, y'all. Enjoy my background. Here we go. That's a little better. So then we move on to the next scene. We're back at Bo's house, and we finally get our one-on-one scene with her and Garcelle. I know we've been waiting to see the two black girls kiki. So when she mentions the taking off the shoes at the door, this bothered a lot of people, but surprisingly, well, it didn't bother me because if you watch my reviews, I said something about this. I think the first episode when somebody visited Bose. I'm like, well, I respect you, by taking my shoes off, but I don't want to. Because my shoes, it takes me a while to get out of my shoes. I have big ass feet. So I gotta untie or whatever. I have a lot of shoestrings and stuff like that. Again, I'm gonna respect it, but it's just like, damn, And it's like, it's not like, well, I could see if we lived in, we live in New York where your feet be picking up a lot of shit off the ground. They're in LA. They're driving from place to place. Like that's all I'm saying. Like it's her house, her rules, but I'm just saying I noticed it bothered a lot of people when Garcelle said, the thing about the taking off the shoes. And I'm just like, well, I can actually relate. I'm shocked that Haitian had an issue taking off her shoes in someone's home. Are we surprised? Sometimes Garcelle chooses the wrong time to tread lightly with Kyle. But I will say, as far as the shoe thing, like at least Bose offers disposable slippers at the door. Everyone else, in real life, they just want you to walk around in your socks. Anyway, so they're catching up, and immediately they acknowledge finally hanging out. And Garcelle just says, well, Dorit is, an embryo up your coochie. Up your coochie. Even Bo's assistant was just like, like, tell her how you really feel, Garcelle. Like, cut to Bo's confessional, and I completely agree. Like, it's just so juvenile. Just because they dislike Dorit, they want her to dislike Dorit. And speaking of which, Garcelle explains her relationship with Dorit and how, it's always 2 steps forward, 3 steps backwards. And I think, what really hinders them being actual friends is that Garcelle just does not like her. She just don't like the girl. And that's fine. She don't gotta like Dorit. But, she already said immediately that she talked too much. Cool. Bose already said in the last episode, or I think in the after show, that she doesn't mind because she's a good listener. Like, she likes the fact that Dorit talks a lot. And yes, it did make Garcelle look jealous in that moment. I hate to say it. Yes, she really dislikes Dorit. Let's see. So, but here's my thing with Garcelle and Bose finally having their one-on-one moment. What's the first topic of conversation as they get together? Dorit. That's what they're talking about when they're together. And you can just really tell it bugs Garcelle that the both of them are friends and probably closer friends than her and Garcelle. So, hey, I will say, putting myself in Garcelle's shoes, if a bitch I don't like is friends with somebody, that I like, it's gonna make me a little annoyed. I agree. It's definitely gonna make me annoyed. Like, you like her? You like him? I don't know. Like, just give it some time, girl. You'll find out. Like, like that. I'm putting myself in Garcelle's shoes, and I get it. I see why it bothers her because it's somebody that she wants to be cool with or that she likes, and it's just like you being friends with her. So yeah. Anyway, on the topic of Dorit, Garcelle shares to Bose that Kyle read the text message, something Kyle didn't want to do with Bose. And Garcelle clearly thinks that Kyle is in the wrong, and Bose is just gagged. Kyle basically just lied to Bose, and Bose, peeps that again in her confessional. The credits are rolling now, and Bose is like, well, who's going to tell Dorit? Which I'm pretty sure it's going to be her, since Garcelle clearly planted the seed. And that is where the episode ends, y'all. I also want to point out that, instead of Garcelle actually getting to know Bose more, the true purpose of her even seeing her is to get the tea to Bose so she can tell Dorit for the conflict that's about to happen in the next episode. So mission accomplished. Garcelle did her job. Garcelle is the Giselle Bryant of Beverly Hills now. She's messy and trying to control the storylines. I'm not mad at it, but let's call a thing a thing. I love a messy queen. Thank you for being able to call a thing a thing. Garcelle gonna have to catapult and find a way back to cordiality with Dorit, because Dorit has won this season, like it or not, and Bose is the cast regal. Yes, that's me. I have a friend who is close with someone who takes one of my dance classes. I figure out this person is a bigot, but I can't tell the other friend not to be cool with her because of me. Ooh, I would not compare Garcelle to Giselle. Well, I mean, they're both divorcees. They both have 3 kids. They both like to stir the turd. I don't know. Oh, y'all said that, not me. Y'all said that, not me. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments and be respectful, please. But anyway, I enjoyed this episode. I disagree with people that keep trying to knock Beverly Hills for being boring just because there's no nonstop fighting or like some extreme conflict going on. I actually enjoy the slow burn on this franchise. And what makes it special is this is the only franchise that could get away with having a slow burn throughout an episode. Like, why can't we have, peaks and valleys? Not everything has to be this way on every episode. And I think, because the cast is likable, they're all very different, and they do rich bitch shit in the slow areas of the episode. I like it. Beverly Hills is no SLC. I agree. I agree with you. SLC is number 1. Oh, not they both love teardowns. Damn. Oh my God. Y'all messy. Let's see. Any other comments? Oh yeah, so Bose lost her home. Yeah, like my prayers go out to Bose. I mean, it's just the equivalent if Garcelle lost her beach house after she just got it. Like that would be crazy, God forbid. So, really, my thoughts are with everybody who lost their homes or being affected by the fires. I go to LA all the time. I have a lot of friends. They're all doing okay, thankfully, but not everyone was, as fortunate. Let's see. My favorite season of BH will always be the Erica seasons with Tom. It was so good. I actually like the very first few seasons of Beverly Hills without Erica. Okay, so anything else I'm missing on this episode? Oh, Kyle recently, I believe on the after show, she called Garcelle an asshole for bringing that up at the table because, she knew that she was just trying to get a rise out of her. Now, I feel like Garcelle has good reason to just say that. I mean, you weren't mad at the table. You definitely didn't have that energy. But I feel like Kyle just did you see yourself? Like you basically almost made out with this woman, and you also hinted at being in a relationship with her. You got her name tattooed on you. What else are people supposed to think? And it seems like you're just not ready to own that part of your life or yourself that may have always been there, but you're scared. And also, I will say on the flip side of the coin, I feel like we should respect people who aren't ready to come out. Like, let them come out on their own time. Like, outing people is not cool whatsoever. So I would say on, a different hand, I think Garcelle, I feel like she didn't mean it any type of way, like maliciously, but she did say it to get kind of a reaction. But I don't think that, she was trying to drag her out the closet, but she's just enforcing that, it's okay. Whatever you want to do, live your life because life is short. Yes, and Erica Jane agreed with Kyle when she called Garcelle an a-hole. I feel like Erica and Garcelle, it's a feud in the making. Because I feel like Erica peeped game on what Sutton and Garcelle are trying to do. They're basically trying to produce the show as well as, try to guide the conversation amongst everybody. So they're in the place of being observers instead of putting themselves in the hot seat. So yeah, y'all, we're at the 53-minute mark. Those were my thoughts on the episode. I give the episode an 8 out of 10. I thought it was decent. I was entertained. Can't wait for next week because allegedly Kyle quits the show. And she did. She confirmed that she stopped filming for a week after this episode. So we shall see. And yeah, sound off in the comments below and be respectful. I'm talking to y'all who love Garcelle. Anywho, with that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next